Today, I'm going to show you how to remove the decals on your RV or trailer so that you can take your rig from looking like this to this. Hi there, I am Sarah Knox and you are watching our channel Raising Brave. We are a family who is working towards becoming nomads. And so here we are, we just bought our trailer last week. And the next couple weeks, it's just gonna be sitting in our driveway. And so I thought what we should do are some upgrades on it. In today's video, we are going to be removing decals. As you can tell, there are these very fashionable decals on here. And some people really like the look of it. I personally do not. So what you're gonna get from this video is how to remove these using a heat gun. So there's a couple ways that you can remove decals, and one would be to sand it off with a 3M stripe off wheel. That is not the method I'm going to be using today. I'm just going to be using a heat gun. The reason I'm choosing the heat gun method is because they just need a little encouragement, which I think a little bit of heat will do. And so I'm going to show you the tools that I'm going to use. I am going to put the video on hyperlapse or time lapse or whatever so that you can watch the whole process and see that I'm doing it, and I'll walk you through the steps and let you know if I run into any problems as I'm doing this. I've never done this before. I've just done research on it, and so we're gonna see how it goes. But first, let me show you the tools that I'm using. So the first thing I'm going to be using is the the Wagner Furno heat gun. This is just like the top seller on Amazon. I got it because it has a couple different temperatures. It has 750 and then a higher one, but we're going to be keeping it on that lower temperature of 750 degrees Fahrenheit. It was $20, super easy. The other thing we're going to use are some protective gloves. I am a little bummed that I could not find women's ones. Maybe I wasn't working hard enough. And also I wanted it to come in one day on Amazon. So this is what they had available. Actually, these aren't too bad. So heat protective gloves. These go up to about like 950 degrees to protect you. The other thing I have here is just a little silicone scraper. Yep. I will help you in 1 second. I'm going to put shoes on for her in a moment. We have a silicone protector here. And then finally, I have an X-Acto knife or a box cutter. I'm gonna have to use the box cutter to go around some of the things that are fused to the trailer, things like reflectors or even the seams, because I don't want to heat those off. So I want to be able to cut the decal right there. And you'll see that up close. I'll show you what my plan is for that. But without further ado, let's get this started. So it turns out that this one just isn't as easy as the last one was. I guess that's something that can happen. So microfiber cloth, this is not a Norwex cloth, which is my preferred brand of microfiber, but you're not going to want to use that because the Goo Gone is really going to screw up the wonderful features of a Norwex cloth. So this is just a high performance cleaning cloth by Scotch brand. I'll link to that below along with absolutely everything else. So yeah, here we go. Okay, so two done. I sprayed it and rubbed it in a little bit with the Goo Gone and the microfiber cloth, let it sit for a little bit, and then scrape it off again with my little silicone scraper. So that seemed to get it off, and I went and polished it again with microfiber cloth, and we're looking pretty good, even getting some of those bugs off there from before. Now I'm gonna see how many more I can get through before my kids start asking for lunch. All right, see ya. Okay, so I wanted to get up nice and close here because I'm going to show you why I'm getting my X-Acto knife. You can see that this reflector is sealed directly to the decal, and so I need to cut around that because I don't want to take this off at all. And the same thing goes for the seal along the side, and so I'm finding the edge of that, and I'm just doing a little cut in right here. And it doesn't take much, and it's not a super straight line. I just really don't want to compromise the seal at all. Now, and you don't want to go too far or else you will get the paint as well. So now I'm going to use my heat gun, and remember, we do it for about 8 to 10 seconds. And I'm just going to go like this in the general area that I want to go. And then what's been working for me is just to go on in and peel it off. Do you see that? Okay, see now it's getting kind of hard for me to peel again. So I'm actually going to fold this over onto its sticky self so that it doesn't stick back onto the paint. And do it again in the next section. See how it kind of melts up? 1, 2, well, I don't know where I'm at. That's about 10 seconds. Okay, so you don't want to go too long. And the reason for that is, again, you don't want the paint underneath the camper to tear it all. Look at this. Okay, this one's coming off nice and easy. And it just went around. And I can always go and touch up the places that I cut. This, you may have been noticing, I just throw that onto my dress, the extra sticky part, and then when I have enough, I go and throw it away. So we're gonna go back in. Again, this is when I wish I had my knee pad, but I wasn't that smart today. And I'm just gonna do the next section for 8 to 10 seconds. All right, we're gonna, woo, that's hot. Now I did mention I bought these gloves, but I found I needed a little bit more precision with my fingers than those gloves were allowing me to have. So I have just been using my fingers. This one is coming off very easily, but for safety I still recommend using the gloves. And look how that came off. But I just wanted to show you how I was going in with the razor to make sure I wasn't removing any pieces or compromising any of the seals. So that's what I'm going to be doing. That's as far as I am so far, and we'll get back to the rest. All right, thanks. Okay, so if you get this Wagner heat gun, I want to remind you to keep it on the low setting because removing decals should be done between about 450 and 750 degrees Fahrenheit, and the low setting on this is 750 degrees Fahrenheit. So if you move it up to that high setting, you're going to risk blistering the paint or just ruining it altogether. So stick with that lower setting. You should be just fine, especially if you keep it at that 8 to 10 seconds that I've been doing. It seems to be working wonder. Just want to remind you of that. Again, I'm going to have this link below. It was only $20, and it seems to be getting the job done. So I'm very pleased. So that is how it's done. I'm gonna keep working. I'm gonna turn off the camera just because I don't want it to die and I don't want to lose my footage, but I'm gonna keep at it, and then after I charge my camera, I will get back to you and show you more of what I am doing. Okay, I've been out here doing this 3.5 hours now, and then not including the hour I did earlier, and I've actually made what I think is a lot of progress for a total of 4.5 hours. So you can see there's still the words in the front because it's just way too tall for me. And then over here, I have most of it. There's this side. There's just one swoosh that's left on that side. And after the kids go to bed tonight, I'm gonna come back out here, or maybe tomorrow, I don't know, I haven't decided. Come back out here with a taller ladder and really get at those tall top decals. But other than that, we've done it. 4.5 hours for almost the whole thing. I bet it'll take me another hour, hour and a half to finish off the back side and then the ones that are too high up. But I will give you another update at the end. But for now, I hope this has been helpful for you. So we are almost done. I just have a couple pieces left that are too tall for me. So I've pulled out the big ladder, which I don't love using. My brother-in-law helped me out with some things in the, just got hit in the legs with a scooter. Ouch. Helped me out with some things in the front because he's 6'3" or 4" or something like that. And now I'm gonna finish off the last ones. You can see I have just a couple on the back here. And then this one that I started yesterday and did not get to finish. So here we go. All right. Letter to go. It's right here. Should we do it? It's just this little tiny E. Knowing me, this will be like the hardest letter. And it's done. That's a wrap. I've done all of the decals on this trailer. So just a couple additional things I wanted to add. My biggest concern about using the heat gun was that I was worried I was gonna hold it over the decals too long and that it would end up bubbling the surface of the paint. That did not happen to me at all. I did not end up bubbling any paint. It just heated up the decal enough to make it easier to pull off. So I've read that that's a concern. It's not something that happened to me. I didn't come even close. Again, I only held it over little tiny sections in about 8 to 10 second increments. I wouldn't hold it over, try doing the entire decal, because if it warms up and then cools off, what I found is that it becomes even harder to pull off because it like re-adheres itself to the trailer. So just tiny little like 1 to 2 inch segments at a time seemed to work for me. And I wouldn't say that this was hard. I think that this was easy. It just was tedious and took a lot of time. So I spent about 7 hours total. I still have to clean off any residue. And again, I'm gonna do that with that Goo Gone, let it sit, scrape it off, and then take a microfiber cloth to continue to like kind of exfoliate it off, for lack of a better word. But that is how it went down. I recommend doing it if you have the time and if you like the clean look of an RV with no decals. So thanks for watching. Again, my name is Sarah. You're watching Raising Brave. And if you want to learn more about what we're doing or see any of our future upgrades that we're going to be making to this trailer, subscribe, leave comments. Let us know how we did. Let us know how it worked for you. We'd love to hear. All right, see you later.
Right here. Keep going. There you go. There you go. Now pull right there. Move your hands. There you go. Now pull. Keep going.
Careful,
all right, now move your hands. Oh, that was fun. Oh, you're fine. Come on.